And Michael and Gabriel and Raphael and Phanuel, these will take hold of them on that great day, and throw them on that day into the furnace of burning fire, so that the Lord of spirits may take vengeance on them for their iniquity. In that they became servants of Satan, and led astray those who dwell upon the dry ground. And in those days the punishment of the Lord of spirits will go out, and all the storehouses of the waters which are above the sky and under the earth will be opened. And all the waters will be joined with the waters that are above the sky. The water that is above the sky is male, and the water that is under the earth is female. And all those who dwell upon the dry ground and those who dwell under the ends of heaven will be wiped out. And because of this they will acknowledge their iniquity which they have committed on the earth, and through this they will be destroyed. And after this the head of days repented and said, I have destroyed to no purpose all those who dwell upon the dry ground. And he swore by his great name, From now on I will not act like this towards all those who dwell upon the dry ground. And I will put a sign in heaven, and it will be a pledge of faith between me and them forever, so long as heaven is above the earth. And this will be in accordance with my command, when I want to take hold of them with the hands of the angels on the day of distress and pain, in the face of my anger and my wrath and my anger will remain upon them, says the Lord of the spirits. You powerful kings who dwell upon the dry ground will be obliged to watch my chosen ones sit down on the throne of my glory and judge in the name of the Lord of spirits, Azazel, and all his associates and all his host. And I saw there the host of the angels of punishment as they went, and they were holding chains of iron and bronze. And I asked the angel of peace who went with me, saying, To whom are those who are holding the chains going? And he said to me, Each to his own chosen ones, and to their beloved ones, so that they may be thrown into the chasm in the depths of the valley. And then that valley will be filled with their chosen and beloved ones, and the days of their life will be at an end, and the days of their leading astray will no longer be counted. And in those days the angels will gather together, and will throw themselves towards the east. Upon the Parthians and Medes they will stir up the kings, so that a disturbing spirit will come upon them, and they will drive them from their thrones. And they will come out like lions from their lairs, and like hungry wolves in the middle of their flocks. And they will go up and trample on the land of my chosen ones. And the land of my chosen ones will become before them a tramping ground and a beaten track. But the city of my righteous ones will be a hindrance to their horses, and they will stir up slaughter amongst themselves, and their own right hand will be strong against them. And a man will not admit to knowing his neighbor, or his brother, nor a son his father, or his mother, until, through their death, there are corpses enough, and their punishment it will not be in vain. And in those days Sheol will open its mouth, and they will sink into it and their destruction. Sheol will swallow up the sinners in front of the faces of the chosen. And it came to pass after this, that I saw another host of chariots with men riding on them. And they came upon the wind from the east and from the west to the south. And the sound of the noise of their chariots was heard. And when this occurred, the holy ones observed it from heaven, and the pillars of the earth were shaken from their foundations, and the sound was heard from the ends of the earth to the ends of heaven throughout the day. And all will fall down and worship the Lord of spirits. And this is the end of the second parable. And I began to speak the third parable, about the righteous and about the chosen. Blessed are you, the righteous and the chosen, for your lot will be glorious. And the righteous will be in the light of the sun, and the chosen in the light of eternal life. And there will be no end to the days of their life, and the days of the holy will be without number. And they will seek the light, and will find righteousness with the Lord of spirits. Peace be to the righteous with the Lord of the world. And after this it will be said to the holy, that they should seek in the heaven the secrets of righteousness, the lot of faith. For it has become bright as the sun upon the dry ground, and darkness has passed away. And there will be ceaseless light, and to a limit of days they will not come, for darkness will have been destroyed previously. And the light will endure in front of the Lord of spirits, and the light of uprightness will endure in front of the Lord of spirits, forever. And in those days my eyes saw the secrets of the flashes of lightning, and the lights, and the regulations governing them, and they flash for a blessing or a curse, as the Lord of Spirit wishes. And there I saw the secrets of the thunder, and how when it crashes in heaven above the sound of it is heard. And they showed me the dwellings of the dry ground, and the sound of the thunder, for peace and for blessing, or for a curse, according to the word of the Lord of Spirits. And after this all the secrets of the lights, and of the flashes of lightning were shown to me. They flash to bring blessing and satisfaction. In the 50th year, in the 7th month, on the 14th day of the month of the life of Enoch, in that parable I saw how the heaven of heavens was shaken violently, and the host of the Most High and the angels, 1,000 thousands and 10,000 times 10,000, were extremely disturbed. And then I saw the head of days sitting on the throne of his glory, and the angels and righteous were sitting around him. And a great trembling seized me, and fear took hold of me, and my loins collapsed and gave way, and my whole being melted, and I fell upon my face. And the holy Michael sent another holy angel, one of the holy angels, and he raised me. And when he raised me, my spirit returned, for I had been unable to endure the sight of that host, and the disturbance, and the shaking of heaven. And the holy Michael said to me, "What sight has disturbed you like this? Until today has the day of his mercy lasted, and he has been merciful and long-suffering towards those who dwell upon the dry ground." And when the day, and the power, and the punishment, and the judgment come that the Lord of Spirits has prepared for those who worship the righteous judgment, and for those who deny the righteous judgment, and for those who take his name in vain, and that day has been prepared, for the chosen a covenant, for the sinners a visitation. And on that day 2 monsters will be separated from one another, a female monster whose name is Leviathan, to dwell in the depths of the sea above the springs of the waters. And the name of the male is Behemoth, who occupies with his breast an immense desert named Dindane, on the east of the garden where the chosen and the righteous dwell, where my great-grandfather was received, who was 7th from Adam, the first man whom the Lord of Spirits made. And I asked that other angel to show me the power of those monsters, how they were separated on one day and thrown, one into the depths of the sea, and the other onto dry ground of the desert. And he said to me, "Son of man, you here wish to know what is secret." And the other angel spoke to me, the one who went with me, and showed me what is secret, what is first and last in heaven, in the heights, and under the dry ground, in the depths, and at the ends of heaven, and at the foundations of heaven, and in the storehouses of the winds, and how the spirits are distributed, and how they are weighed, and how the springs and the winds are counted according to the power of their spirit, and the power of the light of the moon, and the divisions of the stars according to their names, and how all the divisions are made, and the thunder according to the places where it falls, and all the divisions that are made in lightning, so that it may flash, and its host, how quickly they obey. For the thunder have fixed intervals, which have been given to its sound for waiting, and the thunder and the lightning are not separate, although not the same. Through a spirit the two of them move inseparably. For when the lightning flashes, the thunder utters its voice, and the Spirit at the proper time causes it to rest, and divides equally between them, because the storehouse of the times for their occurrence is like that of the sand, and each of them at the proper time is held by a rein, and turned back by the power of the Spirit, and likewise driven forward according to the number of the regions of the earth. And the spirit of the sea is male and strong, and according to the power of its strength, the Spirit turns it back with a rein, and likewise it is driven forward and scattered amongst all the mountains of the earth. And the spirit of the hoarfrost is its own angel, and the spirit of the hail is a good angel, and the spirit of the snow has withdrawn because of its power, and it has a special spirit, and that which rises from it is like smoke, and its name is frost. And the spirit of the mist is not associated with them in their storehouse, but has a special storehouse. For its course is glorious, both in light and darkness, and in winter and in summer, and its storehouse is an angel. The spirit of the dew has its dwelling at the ends of heaven, and is connected with the storehouses of the rain, and its course is in winter and in summer, and its clouds. And the clouds of the midst are associated, and one gives to the other. And when the spirit of the rain moves from its storehouse, the angels come and open the storehouse and bring it out. And when it is scattered over all the dry ground, it joins with all the water that is on the dry ground. And whenever it joins with the water, that is on the dry ground. For the waters are for those who dwell upon the dry ground, for they are nourishment for the dry ground from the Most High who is in heaven. Therefore, there is a fixed measure for the rain, and the angels comprehend it. All these things I saw towards the garden of righteousness. And the angel of peace who was with me said to me, These two monsters, prepared in accordance with the greatness of the Lord, will feed them that punishment of the Lord. And children will be killed with their mothers, and sons with their fathers. When the punishment of the Lord of spirits rests upon them, it will remain resting, so that the punishment of the Lord of spirits may not come in vain upon these. Afterwards the judgment will be according to his mercy and his patience. And in those days I saw long cords given to those angels, and they acquired wings for themselves, and flew, and went towards the north. And I asked the angel, saying, Why did these take the long cords and go? And he said to me, They went so that they may measure. And the angel who went with me said to me, These will bring the measurements of the righteous, and the ropes of the righteous to the righteous, that they may rely on the name of the Lord of spirits forever and ever. The chosen will begin to dwell with the chosen, and these measurements will be given to faith, and will strengthen the righteousness. And these measurements will reveal all the secrets of the depths of the earth, and those who were destroyed by the desert, and those who were devoured by the fish of the sea and by animals, that they may return and rely on the day of the chosen one. For no one will be destroyed in front of the Lord of spirits, and no one can be destroyed. And all those in the heavens above received a command, and power, and one voice, and one light like fire was given to them. And him, before everything, they blessed and exalted and praised in wisdom. And they showed themselves wise in speech and in the spirit of life. And the Lord of spirits set the chosen one on the throne of his glory, and he will judge all the works of the holy ones in heaven above, and in the balance he will weigh their deeds. And when he lifts his face to judge their secret ways according to the word of the name of the Lord of spirits, and their path according to the way of the righteous judgment of the Lord Most High, they will all speak with one voice, and bless, and praise, and exalt, and glorify the name of the Lord of spirits. And he will call all the host of the heavens, and all the holy ones above, and the host of the Lord, the cherubim, the seraphim, and the ophanim, and all the angels of power, and all the angels of the principalities, and the chosen one, and the other host that is upon the dry ground, and over the water on that day. And they will raise one voice, and will bless, and praise, and glorify, and exalt in the spirit of faith, and in the spirit of wisdom, and of patience, and in the spirit of mercy, and in the spirit of justice, and of peace, and in the spirit of goodness. And they will all say with one voice, Blessed is he, and blessed be the name of the Lord of spirits forever and ever. All those who do not sleep in heaven above will bless him. All his holy ones who are in heaven will bless him, and all the chosen ones who dwell in the garden of life, and every spirit able to bless, and praise, and exalt, and hallow your holy name. And all flesh which to the limit of its power will praise and bless your name forever and ever. For great is the mercy of the Lord of spirits, and he is long-suffering, and all his works and all his forces, as many as he has made, he has revealed to the righteous and the chosen in the name of the Lord of spirits. And thus the Lord commanded the kings, and the mighty, and the exalted, and those who dwell upon the earth, and said, Open your eyes and raise your horns if you are able to acknowledge the chosen one. And the Lord of spirits sat on his throne of glory, and the spirit of righteousness was poured out on him. And the word of his mouth kills all the sinners and all the lawless, and they are destroyed in front of him. And on that day all the kings and the mighty and the exalted, and those who possess the earth will stand up, and they will see and recognize how he sits on the throne of his glory. And the righteous are judged in righteousness in front of him, and no idle word is spoken in front of him. And pain will come upon them as upon a woman in labor, for whom giving birth is difficult when her child enters the mouth of the womb. And she has difficulty giving birth. And one half of them will look at the other, and they will be terrified, and will cast down their faces, and pain will take hold of them when they see that Son of Woman sitting on the throne of his glory. And the mighty kings and all those who possess the earth will praise and bless and exalt him who rules everything that is hidden. For from the beginning that Son of Man was hidden, and the Most High kept him in the presence of his power, and revealed him only to the chosen. And the community of the holy and the chosen will be sown, and all the chosen will stand before him on that day. And all the mighty kings and the exalted and those who rule the dry ground will fall down before him on their faces and worship. And they will set their hopes on that Son of Man, and will entreat him, and will petition for mercy from him. But the Lord of spirits will then so press them that they will hasten to go out from before him, and their faces will be filled with shame, and the darkness will grow deeper on their faces. And the angels of punishment will take them, so that they may repay them for the wrong that they did to his children and to his chosen ones. And they will become a spectacle to the righteous and to his chosen ones. They will rejoice over them, for the anger of the Lord of spirits will rest upon them, and the sword of the Lord of spirits will be drunk with them. And the righteous and the chosen will be saved on that day, and they will never see the faces of the sinners and the lawless from then on. And the Lord of spirits will remain over them, and with that Son of Man they will dwell and eat and lie down and rise up forever and ever. And the righteous and chosen will have risen from the earth, and will have ceased to cast down their faces, and will have put on the garment of life. And this will be a garment of life from the Lord of spirits, and your garments will not wear out, and your glory will not fail in front of the Lord of spirits. In those days the mighty kings who possess the dry ground will entreat the angels of his punishment to whom they have been handed over, so that they might give them a little respite, and so that they might fall down and worship in front of the Lord of spirits and confess their sins in front of him. And they will bless and praise the Lord of spirits and say, Blessed be the Lord of spirits, and the Lord of kings, the Lord of the mighty, and the Lord of the rich, and the Lord of glory, and the Lord of wisdom. And everything secret is clear in front of you, and your power is for all generations, and your glory is forever and ever. Deep and without number are all your secrets, and your righteousness is beyond reckoning. Now we realize that we ought to praise and bless the Lord of kings, and the one who is king over all kings. And they will say, Would that we might be given a respite, so that we might praise and thank and bless him, and make our confession in front of his glory. And now we long for a respite, but do not find it. We are driven off and do not obtain it. And the light has passed away from before us, and darkness will be our dwelling forever and ever. For we have not made our confession before him, and we have not praised the name of the Lord of kings, and we have not praised the Lord for all his works, but our hopes have been on the scepter of our kingdom and of our glory. And on the day of our affliction and distress he does not save us, and he will find no respite to make our confession that our Lord is faithful in all his doings, and in all his judgments and his justice, and that his judgments show no respect for persons. And we pass away from in front of him because of all our works, and all of our sins have been counted exactly. Then they will say to them, Our souls are sated with possessions gained through iniquity, but they do not prevent our going down into the flames of the torment of Sheol. And after this their faces will be filled with darkness and shame in front of that Son of Man, and they will be driven away from him, and the sword will dwell among them in front of him. And thus says the Lord of spirits, this is the law and the judgment for the mighty, and the kings, and the exalted, and for those who possess the dry ground in front of the Lord of the spirits. And I saw other figures hidden in that place. I heard the voice of the angel saying, these are the angels who came down from heaven onto the earth and revealed what is secret to the sons of men, and led astray the sons of men, so that they committed sin. And in those days Noah saw the earth had tilted, and that its destruction was near. And he set off from there and went to the ends of the earth, and cried out to his great-grandfather Enoch. And Noah said 3 times in a bitter voice, hear me, hear me, hear me. And he said to him, tell me, what is it that is being done on the earth, that the earth is so afflicted and shaken, lest I be destroyed with it? And immediately there was a great disturbance on the earth, and a voice was heard from heaven, and I fell upon my face. And my great-grandfather Enoch came, stood by me, and said to me, why did you cry out to me with such bitter crying and weeping? And a command has gone out from the Lord against those who will dwell upon the dry ground, that this must be their end. For they have learnt all the secrets of the angels, and all the wrongdoings of the Satans, and all their secret power, and all the power of those who practice magic arts, and the power of enchantments, and the power of those who cast molten images from all the earth. And further, how silver is produced from the dust of the earth, and how soft metal occurs on the earth. For lead and tin are not produced from the earth. Like the former, there is a spring which produces them, and an angel who stands in it, and that angel distributes them. And after this my great-grandfather Enoch took hold of me with his hand, and raised me, and said to me, go, for I have asked the Lord of spirits about this disturbance on the earth. And he said to me, because of their iniquity their judgment has been completed, and they will no longer be counted before me. Because of their sorceries they have searched out and learnt, the earth and those who dwell upon it will be destroyed. And for these there will be no place of refuge forever, for they showed to them what is secret, and they have been condemned. But not so for you, my son. The Lord of spirits knows that you are pure and innocent of this reproach concerning the secrets. And he has established your name among the holy, and will keep you from amongst those who dwell upon the dry ground. And he has destined your offspring in righteousness to be kings and for great honors. And from your offspring will flow out a spring of the righteous and holy, without number forever. And after this he showed me the angels of punishment, who were ready to come and release all the forces of the water which is under the earth, in order to bring judgment and destruction on all those who reside and dwell upon the dry ground. And the Lord of spirits commanded the angels who were coming out not to raise their hands, but to keep watch, for those angels were in charge of the forces of the waters. And I came out from before Enoch. And in those days the word of the Lord came to me, and he said to me, Noah, behold, your lot has come up before me, a lot without reproach, a lot of love and uprightness. And now the angels are making a wooden structure, and when the angels come out from that task, I will put my hand on it and keep it safe. And a change shall take place, so that the dry ground may not remain empty. And I will establish your offspring before me forever and ever, and I will scatter those who dwell with you over the face of the dry ground. I will not again put them to the test on the face of the earth, but they will be blessed and increase on the dry ground in the name of the Lord. And they will shut up those angels who showed iniquity in that burning valley, which my great-grandfather Enoch had shown to me previously in the west, near the mountains of gold and silver and iron and soft metal and tin. And I saw that valley, in which there was a great disturbance, and a heaving of the waters. And when all this happened, from the fiery molten metal and the disturbance, which disturbed the waters in that place, a smell of sulfur was produced, and it was associated with those waters. And that valley of the angels, who led men astray, burns under the ground. And through the valleys of that same area flow out rivers of fire, where those angels will be punished, who led astray those on the dry ground. And in those days those waters will serve the kings, and the mighty, and the exalted, and those who dwell upon dry ground, for the healing of their soul and body, but also for the punishment of the spirit. And their spirits are so full of lust that they will be punished in their bodies, for they denied the Lord of spirits. And they see their punishment every day, yet they do not believe in his name. And the more their bodies are burnt, the more a change will come over their spirits forever and ever. For no one can speak an idle word in front of the Lord of spirits. For judgment will come upon them, for they believe in the lust of their bodies, but deny the Spirit of the Lord. And those same waters will undergo a change in those days. For when those angels are punished in those days, the temperature of those springs of water will change. And when the angels come up, that water of the springs will change and become cold. And I heard the holy Michael answering and saying, This judgment with which the angels are judged is a testimony for the kings and the mighty who possess the dry ground. For these waters of judgment serve for the healing of the bodies of the kings and for the lust of their bodies. But they do not see and they do not believe that these waters will change and will become a fire which burns forever. And after this, my great-grandfather Enoch gave me the explanation of all the secrets in a book and the parables that had been given to him, and he put them together for me in the words of the book of parables. And on that day the holy Michael answered Raphael, saying, The power of the Spirit seizes me and makes me tremble because of the harshness of the judgment of the angels. Who can endure the harshness of the judgment which has been executed and before which they melt with fear? And the holy Michael answered Raphael again and said to him, Who would not soften his heart over it, and whose mind would not be disturbed by this word? Judgment has gone out against them upon those whom they have led out like this. But it came to pass when he stood before the Lord of spirits that the holy Michael spoke as follows to Raphael, I will not take the part under the eye of the Lord, for the Lord of spirits is angry with them, because they act as if they were the Lord. Because of this the hidden judgment will come upon them forever and ever, for neither any other angel nor any man will receive their lot, but they alone have received their judgment forever and ever. And after this judgment I will terrify them and make them tremble, for they have shown this to those who dwell upon the dry ground. And behold, the names of those angels. The first of them is Simyaza, and the second Artakepha, and the third Armin, and the fourth Kokabiel, and the fifth Turiel, and the sixth Ramiel, and the seventh Daniel, and the eighth Nuquel, and the ninth Baraquiel, and the 10th Azazel, and the 11th Armoros, the 12th Batriel, the 13th Bazazel, the 14th Ananel, the 15th Turiel, the 16th Samsiel, the 17th Yedarel, the 18th Tumiel, the 19th Turiel, the 20th Rumiel, and the 21st Azazel. And these are the chiefs of their angels, and the names of the leaders of hundreds, and their leaders of 50s, and their leaders of 10s. The name of the first is Yakun. This is the one who led astray all the children of the holy angels, and he brought them down unto the ground, and led them astray through the daughters of men. And the name of the second is Asbiel. This one suggested an evil plan to the children of the holy angels and led them astray, so that they corrupted their bodies with the daughters of men. And the name of the third is Gadriel. This is the one that showed all the deadly blows to the sons of men, and he led astray Eve. And he showed the weapons of death to the children of men, the shield and the breastplate, and the sword for slaughter, and all the weapons of death to the sons of men. And from his hand they have gone out against those who dwell the dry ground from that time and forever and ever. And the name of the fourth is Penemu. This one showed the sons of men the bitter and the sweet, and showed them all the secrets of their wisdom. He taught men the art of writing with ink and paper, and through this many have gone astray, from eternity to eternity and to this day. For men were not created for this, that they should confirm their faith like this, with pen and ink. For men were created no differently from the angels, so that they might remain righteous and pure, and death, which destroys everything, would not have touched them. But through this knowledge of theirs they are being destroyed, and through this power death consumes them. And the name of the fifth is Casdea. This one showed the sons of men all the evil blows of the spirits and of the demons, and the blows that attack the embryo in the womb so that it miscarries, and the blows that attack the soul, the bite of the serpent, and the blows that occur at midday, and the son of the serpent, who is strong. And this is the task of Kesbil, the chief of the oath, who showed the oath to the holy ones when he dwelt on the high in glory, and his name is Becca. And this one told the holy Michael that he should show him the secret name so that they might mention it in the oath, so that those who showed the sons of men everything that is secret trembled before that name and oath. And this is the power of this oath, for it is powerful and strong, and he placed this oath, okay, in the charge of the holy Michael. And these are the secrets of this oath, and they are strong through this oath. And heaven was suspended before the world was created, and forever. And through it the earth was founded upon the water. And from the hidden recesses of the mountains come beautiful waters, from the creation of the world, and forever. And through that oath the sea was created, and as its foundation, for the time of anger, he placed for it the sand, and it does not go beyond it, from the creation of the world, and forever. And through that oath the deeps were made firm, and they stand and do not move from their place from the creation of the world, and forever. And through that oath the sun and the moon complete their course, and do not transgress their command, from the creation of the world, and forever. And through that oath the stars complete their course, and he calls their names, and they answer him, from the creation of the world, and forever. And likewise the spirits of the water, of the winds, and of all the breezes, and their paths, according to all the groups of the spirits. And there are kept the storehouses of the sound of thunder, and of the light of the lightning. And there are kept the storehouses of the hail, and the hoarfrost, and the storehouses of the mist, and the storehouses of the rain and dew. And all these make their confession, and give thanks in front of the Lord of spirits, and sing praises with all their power. And their food consists of all their thanksgiving, and they give thanks, praise, and exalt in the name of the Lord of spirits, forever and ever. And this oath is strong over them, and through it they are kept safe, and their courses are not disturbed. And they had great joy, and they blessed, praised, and exalted, because the name of that Son of Man had been revealed to them. And he sat on the throne of his glory, and the whole judgment was given to the Son of Man, and he will cause the sinners to pass away and be destroyed from the face of the earth. And those who led astray the world will be bound in chains, and will be shut up in the assembly place of their destruction, and all their works will pass away from the face of the earth. And from then on there will be nothing corruptible. For that Son of Man has appeared, and has sat on the throne of his glory, and everything will pass away and go from in front of him. And the word of that Son of Man will be strong in front of the Lord of spirits. This is the third parable of Enoch. And it came to pass after this that while he was living, his name was lifted from those who dwell upon the dry ground to the presence of that Son of Man, and to the presence of the Lord of spirits. And he was lifted on the chariots of the Spirit, and his name vanished from among them. And from that day I was not counted among them. And he placed me between two winds, between the north and the west, where the angels took the cords to measure for me the place for the chosen and the righteous. And there I saw the first fathers and the righteous who from the beginning of the world dwelt in that place. And it came to pass after this that my spirit was carried off, and it went up into the heavens. I saw the sons of the holy angels treading upon flames of fire. Their garments were white, and their clothing, and the light of their face was like snow. And I saw two rivers of fire, and the light of that fire shone like a hyacinth. And I fell upon my face in front of the Lord of spirits. And the angel Michael, one of the archangels took hold of me by my right hand and raised me and led me out to all the secrets of mercy and the secrets of righteousness. And he showed me all the secrets of the ends of heaven and all the storehouses of the stars and the lights from where they come out from below the holy ones. And the Spirit carried Enoch off to the highest heaven, and I saw there, in the middle of that light, something built of crystal stones, and in the middle of those stones tongues of living fire. And my spirit saw a circle of fire, which surrounded that house. From its four sides came rivers, full of living fire, and they surrounded that house. And round about were the seraphim, and the cherubim, and the ophanim. These are they who do not sleep, but keep watch over the throne of his glory. And I saw angels who could not be counted, 1,000 thousands and 10,000 times 10,000 surrounding that house. And Michael, and Raphael, and Gabriel, and Phanuel, and the holy angels who are in the heavens above went in and out of that house. And Michael, and Raphael, and Gabriel, and Phanuel, and many holy angels without number came out from that house. And with them the head of days, his head white and pure like wool, and his garments indescribable. And I fell upon my face, and my whole body melted, and my spirit was transformed. And I cried out in a loud voice in the spirit of power, and I blessed, praised, and exalted.